78% occupancy portfolio-wide, 196 move-ins this month, and inquiry showing rate just climbed from 9% to 11%. With about 1 week left in August, it's not a finished story. Got a lot of work to do, and it's a live game. My name is Nick Hansen, and this is the Metrics Room. Overall, from the AM side on RPS, DQ, and vacancy, Andy Dolly is the only regional manager with positive RPS. He's at +1. Unfortunately, every other region right now is negative. Chuck's -5, Stephanie -4, Denise -1, Tanya -8, Darcia -21, as well as Maria. So we got a lot of work to do to really dig out of this hole and make it happen. We had a really good call today to just wrangle up those RPS and get some commitments, and we'll go over those a little bit later. Overall, Oak Ridge is wanted to shout out Oak Ridge. They're the top office right now with the positive 5 RPS plus on the month. And they committed for 2 more for today's push. So they have the best RPS numbers on the entire board. Patriot Point is +3, and they committed 3 more. So excited for that as well. Crestview and First Colony both sitting at +1. Crestview has committed 2 today, and First Colony is committed for 4 more. Lakeside is +1 and committed 1, and Pine Ridge and Elm Creek round out +1, but they didn't have any commitments moving forward. Let's focus on that and see if we can get some other people. And then we have Pine Ridge. They're at +1 with 4 more committed. So great work. Excited to see what Amber and Suzette can do. What's cool about them is they have a lot of LTOs coming through, which is really awesome. Okay, the properties that needed some attention. Circle T's -7 and only 1 committed. Willow Ridge also -7. So Rebecca and Mari, let's get after it. You did commit to 2, but you're showing some fight, but you need to go execute now, not later. Ridgemar Townhomes is -6. They have 4 committed, so let's get after that. We have Shelby, our new CM there, so excited for you and Maria to get that done. Eastern Villa is -5. So Tanya and Charmaine, let's make sure that happens. You have 2 committed, so let's get after it. And Metro 404 with -5, they have 1 committed. So we've got a lot of work to do. Just went over some readiness. We should have a lot of readies coming through for Metro in the next little bit. As far as delinquency goes, Metro 404 is still the highest DQ with 33%. We're working on that. And they have 1, like I said, 1 committed today. Redwood is right behind at 24%. Redwood has 3 committed for today's push on RPS, so let's get after it, Redwood. First Colony, Koenig posted at 19%, and on the committed side, they have 4 committed. Koenig has 2. Forest Hollow right behind at 16%, and they have 4 committed RPS by the end of the month. So on the leasing side, for occupancy, showings, and move-ins, we have 196 move-ins so far, 3,025 inquiries, 334 showings, and 391 applications. Big Valley has 15 move-ins, 28 showings, 103 inquiries, and 4 committed today. So Ruby's keep up that pace. So Forest Hollow is committed to 4, and West Oaks has no commitment logged. Both have 10 move-ins. Newport Village and Pepper Tree in Amarillo are right behind with 8 move-ins. Pepper Tree, you have 3 committed today by Thursday, and then Newport has none logged because they don't have any vacancies. They're already occupied. 1809 Cox with 167 inquiries, 0 showings, but 3 committed today. So let's get it, Julian. Canyon Lake, 71 inquiries, 0 showings, 1 committed. Let's go, Alma. Alma's working on some sales, so we just talked to her about a home she's trying to sell. And Oak Ridge with 62 inquiries, 0 showings, and 2 committed. Overall, one of the things I wanted to talk through is just our LTO program, which means lease to own. And we have the ability to lease to own in the state of Texas and the state of Kansas and Arkansas. And it's super important that we focus in. And most of the states are going to start receiving the ability to do lease to own as we get our licenses completed. One of the things to kind of really focus on is this is the focus for the future. If you have the ability, we should always be leading out with the LTO or to sell a home first. The reason is it gets us a better quality customer. The demand on the customer is a little higher, so they have to come up with a little bit more money, although you can break up the payment down over 3 months, the down payment. But what it does is it takes that tenant from being a leaser to a homeowner. So their mentality changes, they take care of the product in theory better, and they will stay with us much longer. the main focus for us is to get away from having to lease over, have all the move outs and have to cover all the move outs. What if you had 33, 40, 50, 60, even 70, 80% of your property that owned, where they weren't going to default, they weren't going to move out on you, that they were going to stay for a long period of time? Your job becomes much easier and more stable. So we want to really do that. On top of that, what the lease to own does is allows you guys to not have to maintain those homes any longer. That's the responsibility of the homeowners to take care of it. So it really helps us to move forward and to have less volatility at the first parts of the month and have less move outs. So as the LTO comes through, just realize that the demand on leasing agents on LTOs is going to become stronger and stronger. Especially this is for mobile home communities, where we need to be doing no less than 2 LTOs per month per leasing agent in the month of September. So that's going to be moving forward. So LTOs are a mandatory thing that we're going to need to do and start implementing on a monthly basis, where you are getting some of your people to convert over. The best places that we're seeing LTOs is in Pine Ridge with Suzette and Amber, and also in First Colony with Jennifer, Jessica, and Orlando. So I'm really excited for the LTO focus and getting after it, but I want you to understand that this is not going away, that you need to double down and you need to figure out what do you do to lead with the product. First product you give to a customer is the LTO product. Say, the first thing I'll talk to you about is to be able to own the home, and this is the reason why you can own the home, and this is how the program works. And if they're like, they don't want to do that, then you then can cascade down and start working with a lease. But in general, we want to really focus in on lease to owns and the mortgage product where applicable. So anyway, just moving into the next month and moving forward, I want you to really focus in on the LTO product and making sure that's a viable option, and that you guys get at least 2 of those per property per month. So if you're new, this applies for people that are currently in the property. So the first thing we're going to work on is you guys should be going through your list of current tenants, and you should be converting them to lease to owns, from leasing to lease to own. The second thing is, when you have new applications of tenants coming in, the first thing you should do is should offer them the lease to own product first, and then a lease secondary. Okay. So hopefully that clarifies and helps you guys to understand a little bit about what you should be doing and focusing in. But that's the focus for September. Let's go finish out the month super strong. Remember, focus on your inquiries, focus on calling those inquiries, and focus on following up with them and closing them down. August is at hand. We're in a knife fight at the end of the month to get to end. So let's make sure we hit it. And we get to that positive 50, 60 to 100 like we normally do. We gotta make it happen. So this is the Metrics Room. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.